So on making a better on making a better world. Um Nice. So I've been watching this guy who's pretty popular, Bo. I found him a while back, and he Bo something. Bo of the Fifth Column. But that's another thing. Except for that, he is giving great commentary and advice on modern life, and he's kind of um, he's a country guy boy. I don't want to be, and Southern, and yet he's intelligent, and he's kind of, in a lot of ways, nobody's perfect. So that's one thing. Definitely don't I ever idealize anyone as having all the answers and being perfect, other than I think probably Jesus. So, if you're in that train, on that path to God. But this guy does have a lot of great stuff to say, and it's hopeful. Like there's somebody that I watch on YouTube quite often, and he's pretty optimistic, and I have become super cynical, but right now I feel like one thing I do always think, and have kind of always thought for like the longest time, is that we have enough to make a good world. There's enough. We have like technology, and when I say we have technology, I mean we have like all this access to information and all these really cool ways to record ourselves and do creative things, and yet our world seems to consistently always be focusing on the shittiest shit. And like instead, so like defund the police, say, which is like just a buzz thing now, because obviously you can't just defund the police. That's not gonna happen. But what if we well, this is all a pipe dream anyway, but what if we put 10 times as much money as we take that out of the military and police budgets and put it towards just development and knowledge and things being cool, because they could be. They really could be, but something happened where this narrative is being driven, like, pounded into our brains of division and lack and, look, I like my comforts, definitely. I'm a person of comfort. I like for things to be really cozy, and I like to have beer and coffee and all the vices. So I'm not like, I just want to go live in the, forest. But at the same time, we can have, like, less creature, like, every creature comfort comes with a cost. And it's basically to the environment. And so the whole, like, like, the green movement is a hoax. And, it's a bunch of bullshit. Like, alarms going off. I think that one of the biggest things, look, whatever you want to say about CO2, that's fine, but garbage is a big ass problem. We are producing so much garbage, and nobody ever talks about this, ever. Well, sometimes they do talk about the gyres in the ocean, the plastic, and there are people working on that, which is like, yay, humanity. But we're producing all this garbage, just trash. I work at a major retail home improvement situation, and we get all of this freight in with, like, just so much trash, like styrofoam packing things and plastic things that are one-time use and thrown away. I mean, not to mention, like, just fast food and everything else that's like one-time use stuff that we just throw away, and it's mostly styrofoam. Like, where do we think that's going? It's not just disappearing into nowhere. It's going to be, like, put in a freaking landfill, and those are going to fill up. And also, this is just on making the world a better place. For the, like, maybe it's not CO2. Maybe that's not the thing. I think factories, okay, like I read an article that said the 15 biggest ships in the world pollute more than all the cars on the planet. And that's fucked up. And I do think that's true because I know someone who worked in the shipping industry, and it's not my brother. Well, I love you. It's another person. And she got out of it because of the pollution. And she got into, like, environmental stuff. But, like, this is my only thing I'm going to say about that. Then I'm going to go on to, like, Better World. But whether or not CO2 is the cause of climate change, there are these people who are like, humans, can't impact climate change. They're there. Well, because I think most people think that, but then again, they don't. But there is a thing that's a scientific fact because I learned it in junior college at Berkeley City College in my geography class. And it's called an urban heat island. And I talked about this in videos on my other channel that I don't know. Something I forgot that I wasn't making videos on this channel. An urban heat island is basically as simple as it's hotter in the city than it is in the country because the city is full of pavement and concrete. So everywhere, in every city on the planet, and we have mega cities all over the place now, Houston, Los Angeles, New York to a certain extent, and then the rest of the places in the world where it's pavement, concrete, buildings. That stuff absorbs heat and holds it longer than water does or just regular earth. So it makes things hotter. So whatever that means, it must mean something. Humans can make the climate change. But we can also make everything so much better. And I wish that we were going to make everything so much better. Because there's so much cool stuff that we could be doing besides this. Like, yeah, it would take, re-envisioning financial systems and life as we know it. And so probably, maybe it won't happen, but there's nothing wrong with, like, saying things could be so much better. And maybe a lot of people are like, well, how do you pay for it? But, like, money is created. We created it. It's a created thing. Like, the Earth's resources and all of that stuff is real. And if we could just figure out how to, basically make utopia, which never happens, so. But I wanted to say it anyway, because I was watching this guy for the first time in a really, really, really long time, and I was like, wow, it's so good to hear somebody just saying things that make sense. Beau of the Fifth Column. He's very popular now, and so possibly maybe you've heard of him, but I just appreciate his common senseness. And like I said, nobody's perfect, and don't idealize anyone other than, like, because humans we're just imperfect and we disappoint. But we also don't disappoint. We also, like, over-deliver and amaze. So, but it just don't, like, hang your hat on one person and what they're saying. But, like, take it all in and sift through it and what you read. And if we're talking about seeking the truth, because that's the theme of this channel, you got to do a lot of sifting, and you have to read and look and hear and watch and seek all kinds of other views and opinions, because it's not this versus this. I mean, that's what's been made. There's a middle of, like, the best stuff about both, but we've been so divided, and that's it. So that's it. I knew what the title of this video was at the beginning, but now I don't, so I forgot what I called it, so maybe I have to watch it. Anyway, hey, have a good night. Weird weeks and months and time ahead. But yeah, we can make it better.